Hello friends, my name is Yush Tauchar and I'm a program assistant for sustainable energy and environment at FCNL. Today I'm joined by my colleague and head of our climate policy program, Clarence Edwards. Today we'll talk about international climate assistance, our top policy priority for this 118th Congress session. So Clarence, why don't you start us off and tell the audience what actually is international climate assistance and why do we work on this issue here on Capitol Hill?
Thanks, Yosh. International climate finance or climate assistance is a term that refers to funding that comes from wealthy, industrialized nations like the United States to lower and middle income developing countries in the global south to help these countries deal with the impact of climate change. This is money that goes for addressing floods, the impact of drought, and so forth. We work on it because for two reasons. We feel there's a moral imperative that we have as the United States and as a wealthy country to help poorer countries that are dealing with the impact of the climate crisis, impacts that are caused by the historic emissions of countries like the United States. So there's a moral reason there for the U.S. to lean in and provide more international climate finance. Second reason is that it promotes peace, really. It's a way for the U.S. to engage countries in the developing world in a more positive way and promote a positive vision of the United States to the world. So those are the two reasons why we at FCNL decided to focus on international climate finance this year.
Thanks for that, Clarence. I think there's a real value we bring as a moral and prophetic voice here in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps this is a time for me to speak about a few examples of how US-powered climate assistance has already made a positive impact across the world. So on the bilateral economic scope, in Vietnam, the United States Agency for International Development is mobilizing domestic resources to finance forest conservation through the Sustainable Landscapes program. And in particular, this program allocates 120 million annually to protect upstream forests, including from downstream water users, such as hydropower plants. And this program aims to protect more than 10 million hectares of forested areas.
And I'll just throw in that protecting forests is very important in terms of helping the Earth's temperature stay in balance and mitigating against deforestation, which helps all of us.
Absolutely. And on a more multilateral scope, through the United Nations Adaptation Fund, farmers in Liberia are, with a 9.6 million allocation over 5 years, able to strengthen their agriculture and resource management in the rice and cocoa value chains. And so this funding helps mitigate variable temperatures and rainfall patterns caused by climate change. Assistance in this case is really vital because it stabilizes growth of these crops, which are crucial for economic development of the region. With that, I'll ask you, what is the state of this policy in Congress at the moment?
So last year, the Congress appropriated approximately $1 billion for international climate assistance, much lower than the president's request, which was around $5 billion. We are asking for fiscal year 2024 for the Congress to appropriate at least the president's request of $5 billion. And so right now, the appropriation season for fiscal year 24 is just getting underway. So we will be lobbying both on the Hill, and hopefully our constituents will be in touch with members of Congress to implore them to increase this assistance.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for outlining our ask. And perhaps we can end on a note emphasizing that we really see climate change not solely as a domestic or foreign policy issue. We see it as a global concern that needs to be addressed urgently and through bold financial allocation. With that, we ask you to act and urge your members of Congress to authorize President's climate aid request at minimum for the fiscal year 2024. Please visit fcnl.org/act to find out how you can make a difference today. Thank you.
Thank you.